Hello, my name is Akita Akari Aurora, and this is your weekly unicorn reading for all signs, all frequencies. The first sign we're going to do is Aries, and this reading is going to show you from the unicorn deck, the crystal deck, as well as the chakra deck. All right, so the first sign we're going to do is for Aries. Let's see what's coming up this week, and this is going to be a weekly reading. This is going to be a weekly astrological reading for the different signs. All right, so let's see. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your clarity. 12 and 13. Okay, let's give some guidance for our beautiful Aries and see what's coming up this week. We also have a lovely new moon coming up this week on Thursday, correct? I think, yeah. Thursday is a new moon. All right, right before the following weeks, 11/11, portal, major portal. All right, so let's see what's coming up for our Aries. 1, 2, 3. That's the unicorn. Let's see what crystals Aries can use to help as we go through all of these different ascension portals and cycles of the moon. Thank you, Spirit, for the guidance. Circle of 12 and 13. We are 1. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the clarity. Just giving Aries some guidance for the week. What crystals can Aries use as guidance during this beautiful week? 1, 2, 3. And the last card we're going to pull. And can I put this? All right, and let's see for the chakras. Chakra guidance do we have for Aries? Thank you, Spirit, for the guidance. Thank you for the clarity. Giving all our Aries some wisdom and some guidance and some clarity. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the guidance. 12 and 13. Thank you. All right, and these are the chakra cards. Awesome. And we're going to get a beautiful sacred geometry card to wrap it all up. So we have unicorn guidance, crystal guidance, chakra guidance, and some wonderful sacred geometry to wrap it all up. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for Aries. How are they moving through this week? How are Aries moving through this week? Thank you, Spirit. Spirit. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the guidance. 12 and 13. We are. Thank you. All right, let's see. Oh, shadow and grace. I love that one. All right. Okay, let's see what's happening with Aries. Let's go to the unicorn first. We're going to look into the unicorn deck. Violet flame. Lovely. Being a beacon and accessing your gifts. Beautiful. Let's just turn all of them over one time. Petrified wood, ancestors. Perfect, because we are in November 1st through November 4th, right? When all our ancestors come through, we are guided to connect with our ancestors during this week. This is fluorite for learning, awesome, as well as Amazonite for life purpose. Nice, Aries. Coming into some nice cards here, Aries. And the chakras we're looking at, nurturing, yes, that's Earth Star, inspiration, which is our sacral chakra, and flexibility in our sacral as well. Okay, and then we have for the sacred geometry, shadow and grace. All right, so what I see here for Aries, okay, well, the unicorn is pointing to the violet flame. The violet flame is an invocation. It connects in with the solar plexus chakra. We also use it to clear out and to purify, to come back into wholeness. Um, you can use the violet flame for so many different things, but this card is saying invoke the cosmic diamond violet flame, transmute all that is not love. Yeah, so when we're really ready to come back into wholeness, when we're ready to purify and detoxify, even if we have any illnesses or diseases, we can use the violet flame to literally transmute and transform our cells into healing and activate healing. All right. So that's where you're beginning, Aries, or that's where you're starting. That's the moment right now, is invoking the violet flame and using that to come into wholeness and healing for yourself. And perhaps this moment is just bringing you into that doorway where you are starting to connect the spiritual and the physical, because when you start to use the violet flame, you actually you become the bridge that allows this to happen, right? So perhaps you are also moving through a an ascending moment, or not even an ascending moment, but a rite of passage as well as an initiation into your next to your next level, right? Tapping into the spiritual and really using that spiritual within your own physicality and seeing what that transformation and that transmutation can bring forth. And then, yeah, because the next step is be a beacon, right? So as you invoke the violet flame more and more, you become a beacon of light that you are able to shine your light for others, right? So the beacon of light says, be an inspiration, light, literally lighting the way for others. So, but using the violet flame will help you to step into that beacon, right? Sometimes we have to do some clearing and detoxifying and really some healing in order to accept and invoke even just unconditional self love and forgiveness for ourselves. Then we move on to being a beacon for others. Sometimes we are the wounded, and Aries, Chiron, the wounded healer. Sometimes we operate as the wounded healer. But if we are operating as a wounded healer as opposed to just the healer, we can definitely invoke that violet flame. A lot of us start off as the wounded healer, and then our wisdom becomes a product from our woundedness. And with that wisdom, we become the beacon of light, right? So for Aries, yes, activate that violet flame, stepping into your light to become a beacon for others, and then that leads you to accessing your gifts. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Accessing more and more and more of your gifts, and digging into our treasures. Digging into our treasures and finding our gifts, that's an unending, ever expanding journey, right? So there's no end to that. You invoke your violet flame, you become the beacon, And as you're doing all of that, you're going to and treasure more and more and more gifts because, like I said, it's a bag with no end to it, right? Explore your treasure chest, accept who you truly are. I didn't even see that. But yeah, exploring your treasure chest to accept who you really are. And that's when we find our abundance from within and finding those beautiful treasures that have been deeply hidden within us. And they allow us to express our truth and shine our light and step into who we truly are, right? So that's a beautiful process for Aries. I love it. I love it. And you know, don't be afraid because we always have to step into our next level, and we're all cycling out of one phase and cycling into another phase. But this looks like the phase that you're stepping into is really coming into wholeness with yourself, shining your light some more, finding more of your talents, and then shining your light even brighter. All right. The crystals, petrified wood, learning, and life purpose. Petrified wood, fluorite, and Amazonite. Okay, so even if we just look at it from the violet flame, your those deep rooted ancestral, might be ancestral traumas, ancestral pains, you can use the violet flame to help to cleanse and clear out some of that, right? Because the petrified woods are ancestors. So because this comes under that ancestral card, use that violet flame to clear out. And the violet flame is good for our solar plexus chakra. So there might be some solar plexus chakra issues there. Clear that out with your solar plexus chakra. You can find a lot of clearings of the solar plexus on YouTube. If you want to work with me, I can help you with that as well. And then the chakra card under that is really the Earth Star one, and this is the nurturing and coming into wholeness and unconditional love and feeling safe and secure on your path and as you walk on this physical realm on the earth, right? That unconditional love, that motherly love, but getting that not from any person, but getting that from the universe itself and really feeling safe and secure and held and loved and nurtured by earth. And nurturing, what is nurturing? Nurturing is I'm not going to lack anything. I'm always going to have shelter. I'm always going to have food. I'm always going to be provided for or be able to provide for myself, right? Productivity. So the nurturing, the comfort, the love, the safety, the shelter, we can get that from Mother Earth. Um, we don't have to attach that to anybody else to bring that into us. We can manifest that just by the relationship that we honor every day with Mother Earth and with our own selves, right? So holding each other and holding ourselves in this very nurturing place with Mother Earth, right? So that's the Aries, and then as we say, we're going through becoming a beacon, right? And how are we going to become this beacon? We're going to open ourselves up to a lot of learning and learning new things and learning more stuff about the new paradigm and letting go of the old paradigm, right? And this is a green growth, prosperity, so learning how we can expand and learning how we can manifest and learning how we can really trust the process that we're actually going through right now and that it is bringing us into safety and nurturing and healing and wholeness, right? So there's learning and we are students of life. So there's always something new to learn, always something new to learn. And the Amazonite, life purpose. So ancestors learning life purpose. You're being guided as well by your ancestors, but guided for the clearing, guided to clear out as so that you can bring in this healing, guided by the ancestors as well to learn what you need to learn to overcome the challenges that your ancestors had, so that we're not passing on those stories, as well as stepping into your life purpose. And as you do this clearing of the ancestral wounds, lack of feeling of lack, and not feeling protected, and not feeling safe, as you come into wholeness with that by using the violet flame and learning more, because when we're in that closed place, we're not even allowing the light to come in to expand and to learn more. So as we release, we let go to let in. So as we release, we are allowing ourselves to come into more learning, and then we're inspired. You know, this learning allows us to create and to be inspired by, again, what is deep within us, because this is the sacral chakra energy here. So as we step into the healing, we're healing our sacral center, our sacral chakra, and we are able to be inspired more and more by earth, by nature, by what we are and who we are. So we have this internal well. That's the word that I'm looking for. We have this internal fountain or internal well, and we're being inspired by our own creativity. You know, we're being inspired by nature. We're being inspired by love. You know, we're being inspired by what our gifts and what is deep within ourselves, our hidden purposes and our hidden missions, and all of those treasures deep within. Those things start to inspire us, right? So again, we're being inspired by a very um, deep rooted place. There's nothing outside of us. It's all within us, right? So this is sacred. This is sacral energy. And the divine feminine energy again, you know. So like I said, being inspired by in a very sacred way. That was the word I was looking for. Being inspired in a very sacred and holistic way, right? Um, and then we go into again more sacral energy, allowing ourselves to be flexible, right? Allowing ourselves to expand out, allowing ourselves to flow with nature, flow with water, flow with life, flow with the currents. You know, that flexibility is, I'm not a yes or a no. I'm feeling and I'm going with my feelings, you know, being flexible in life, and it not having to be in any one thing, but also being a part of everything, right? So we just looking at it in a snapshot again for Aries, um we're looking at our Earth Star chakra, wanting to come into more wholeness and healing and safety and security, and just trusting that whatever we're doing, whatever we are creating, whatever we're being inspired to do, that we will be well, and that our new talents and our new gifts and everything that we want to bring forth, that we really can bring them forth, and the universe will be reward us. Sorry, getting tongue tied. The universe will reward us for accessing our gifts from within, right? We can trust that, right? Aries, you can trust that. And remember to be flexible as you walk through this path, as you are using your violet flame and you're stepping into more and more healing and wholeness, and you're learning more and more stuff, and you're coming into your life purpose. Be flexible. You know, be flexible. Like the way, if you look at all of the elements, all of them, I mean, that's why they all is one, right? And then it's energy, and energy doesn't die, neither is it born. It just changes form, right? So fire transmutes and transforms, decays, as well as combusts, right? Water, it can freeze, it can heat up, you can melt it, it's ice, it's snow, it's, you know, it's steam, you know, the elements are flexible. So we as human beings have to really look at, and the elements ain't going nowhere, right? And they last forever. So we as human beings have to really learn to be more and more flexible, and that flexibility actually aids our longevity, right? Is when we become stagnant, we die. You know, look at the waters that, or the rivers that, don't flow. They become stagnant and a bunch of mold and stuff. But even that, um that's still nature in process, right? Because mold goes from something else and something else to something else. So it always, no matter what form nature takes, it's going to change into something else, right? Nature is flexible, right? So as you walk through this moment, remember to be flexible. That's just a quick snapshot for this week for Aries, okay? Be flexible, step into your life purpose, and access your gifts. This is the Leo, sorry, this is the Aries. This is the Aries weekly unicorn guidance. Hey Aries, I forgot. I pressed pause and not stop. I forgot to do your sacred geometry, shadow and grace. Again, you are walking through this moment of shadow and grace. You're learning through your shadows and you're stepping into your grace, right? And that's life. We're always going from one step into the other. And again, that's why we're using this the violet flame, because remember, the shadows teach us. The shadows come to teach us and show us how beautiful life is. That shadow and grace come hand in hand. The shadow will take you to the grace. The shadow will take you through the healing and will bring you to grace. Grace for yourself as well as grace for others. So enjoy the process. Don't get caught up in the shadows. Know that it is taking you to a beautiful moment of grace. And that's why you need that flexibility. Okay. All right, Aries. Now we're done. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy this definitely new moon coming in for you of shadow and grace. Hello, my name is Akita Akari Aurora, and this is your weekly reading for all Taurus signs. This is your spirit prescription, and this is a unicorn reading, and this is for this week. All right, Taurus, let's see what's coming up for you. This is, like I said, unicorn reading for this week. Taurus, we can use the unicorn deck. Uh-oh. All right. Let's get it together. Taurus, you ready? Causing trouble. Alright. So we're gonna get some guidance for this beautiful week for our bulls, for our Taurus energy. Beautiful earth sign. Let's see what's coming up for you, Taurus. Type of week you're gonna have. We have a wonderful new moon coming in on Thursday. I said this spread, you're going to get unicorn cards, crystal cards, chakra cards, and then sacred geometry. And I will take a look at all of them and see what this week is bringing in. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for the guidance. Thank you, Spirit, for the clarity. Thank you, Spirit, for the guidance. Thank you, Spirit, for the clarity. Circle of 12. I am 13. We are now 1. Thank you. Circle of 12. I am 13. We are now 1. Guidance for Taurus. Clarity for Taurus. This week. Oops, that's 1. This week. This week for Taurus. Thank you. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Let's go into the crystal deck. See what's coming up for our bulls, the crystals, and crystal energy. going to be guiding them this week. And we're always moving through a moment, right? We're always moving through a moment. Sometimes we get so caught up in the now that the now is going to be forever, not realizing that this too shall pass. That's important for all of us to keep in mind. Everything passes. Everything. Let's get some beautiful crystals for our Taurus. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this guidance. Beautiful guidance for beautiful Taurus, our bulls, for this week. Circle of 12, I'm 13, we are now 1. Circle of 12, I'm 13, we are now 1. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. And now let's look into the chakras. See what chakras beautiful Tauruses need to stay focused on. Let's see how their energetic bodies are being guided this week. What are we moving through? What are we moving away from? Always in movement. Always in movement. Always in growth. Thank you, Spirit, for this guidance. Thank you, Spirit, for this clarity. This is for Tauruses. This is for the Tauruses for this week. It's helping them to move through this beautiful week. Guidance and wisdom for Tauruses. Thank you. Circle of 12. 13. We are now 1. Circle of 12. I am 13. We are now 1. Thank you. All right. Okay. So, and a beautiful sacred geometry card for the lovely Tauruses. Just putting it all together in a nice sacred geometry card. What's coming up this week for Tauruses? What's coming up this week for Tauruses? Circle of 12, I'm 13, we are now 1. Thank you. Circle of 12, I am 13, we are now 1. Thank you. Guidance for Tauruses. Guidance for Tauruses. And that was the Taurus. Guidance for Tauruses. I love how spirit works. I swear. Guidance for Tauruses. That's it. We'll see what this is. Mermaid hearts. Awesome. I just love how spirit works. All right. Okay, so let's look at the unicorn deck first and foremost. Let's see what's coming out there. Okay, open to abundance. Listen, that's a great way to start, Tauruses. And you guys love security, financial. Security is one of your top things, all right? So abundance. Now, but we have to remember, we've been taught a long time that abundance, to manifest abundance from outside and external, but we are being called to walk into an internal abundance and discover our internal abundance and manifest from there. So I'm going to switch this off a little bit when it comes to abundance. We're not talking about those cars. We're talking about finding that kingdom within. Okay, because that's what the unicorn points us to. And the unicorn talks about abundance. It says, open to abundance, believe you deserve, accept plenty and prosperity. All right. So the inner abundance is the belief. When we believe we deserve, because a lot of times we are asking, but there's this energy of doubt that blocks what we are trying to manifest. So it says, believe that you deserve. Now that's that inner, right? The belief, the self-talk, the affirmations, the mantras, coming into acceptance that, hey, I am worthy. I am valuable. I am loved. I deserve. I deserve my desires to be fulfilled, So that's where we are, Taurus, okay? Let's start there this week, believing in ourselves and knowing that, hey, I deserve everything that I'm asking to be manifested. All right. Accept plenty and prosperity. So open up your arms, be in receival mode. That's another thing, too. When we're asking, we can't ask. We have to ask. So we have to open up our minds, open up our hearts, open up our chakras, and allow them to be in a receival mode, meaning I can receive this light, I can receive this love, I can receive this wisdom, I can be abundant, I deserve this. Okay. So the where it leads us to is creative solutions. And no matter what challenges come up, if we have this internal abundance and this belief that, hey, I deserve everything, then we can come up with creative solutions because nothing, I mean, the challenge is a gift. I've expanded to, so every time I see the word challenge, my brain says, you meant gift. Even when I'm writing and typing, challenge is a gift. There's no more challenges. There are only gifts that are coming in, right? So as we tap into our internal abundance and we love and we feel worthy, then we're able to come up with more and more creative solutions to any challenges slash gifts that we might be walking into, right? Think outside the box, view things from a higher perspective, and that expansion of our heart, expansion of our mind, opening up our chakras, allowing that light to come in, allows us to have the higher perspective, the eagle's view. So we're not looking at somebody as a competition anymore. We're realizing, hey, that person is trying to do what they're trying to do, just like I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do. It's not an enemy, right? It's a brother or a sister. Again, what am I going through? Am I going through a challenge, or has the universe sent something that is going to teach me and mold me into my greatness? You know, it's all about how we look at things, right? Never be defeated. Never defeat yourself. Always speak into your greatness. Always speak with an expectation of greatness and an expectation of it coming out exactly how you intended to or better. That was a mantra I used to say, I think 2 years ago. Um, Everything is gonna happen that I expect, or my expectations are gonna happen, or something better. You know what I mean? So you never go down. So keep your expectations high so that your expectation comes through. And if your expectation doesn't come through, what does come through is better than your expectation as opposed to dropping it low. And where does that lead us to? Accessing your gifts. Second time, this is second sign, and it's accessing our gifts. So we all are walking through these moments and these portals and these cycles and these moons, all allowing us to access more and more of our gifts, going into our treasure chest. That's internal again, going into our treasure chest and accessing these gifts and using these gifts to manifest and be well and be happy and be at peace and be love and be joy, right? Explore your treasure chest. Accept who you truly are. Again, opening up to abundance and realizing, hey, I'm worthy. I deserve all of this. I'm going to get it. Right? So we're not second guessing, we're not self-sabotaging, we're not looking back, we're just moving forward, right? So that's a good sign, Taurus. The bull, move forward, bull, move forward. Protection, awakening crystal, and sexuality. All right. The black tourmaline, protection. Protection against lower thoughts, lower habits, negative thinking, self-sabotage, right? So put yourself in a protection mode where you're even observing your own self and seeing how you can self-sabotage, as well as take a look at everything that's around you. And do you need protection? And if you need protection, you probably shouldn't be there, right? So get into this mode where you are, remember, I deserve it, right? So you're holding up yourself in such a high regard, and you're not looking down at anybody, but you are you're looking at yourself as a diamond. I used to say this with a lot of clients when it comes up to putting up barriers and borders for ourselves. And I haven't turned the chakras around yet. So barriers and borders for ourselves, it's like if I am carrying a diamond with me and I'm walking through a ghetto and I'm walking through a gated community, let's just use that example. I'm probably going to hold that diamond a little tighter when I'm walking through the ghetto. And I'm walking through the gated community, I'm gonna probably have it a little loose, so I might feel free enough to just wear it. You know what I mean? So look at yourself as a diamond. And sometimes we have to protect ourselves, our diamonds, our jewels from ourselves as well as from everybody around us. So take a look at your life and see where you need that protection, where that shield needs to come on up. All right. Ancient wisdom. And this is the smoky quartz, right? This is also with your root chakra and going deep into your ancestors. And it's so nice that as we go through this November 4th, November 1st through November 4th, and Samhain and Halloween and all of that, when the ancestors come in, hey, so you're getting ancestral wisdom and it's awakening you. Ancient wisdom, tapping into your deepest self, and that's coming under the creative solutions. So again, as we go within and we are rising above, we are waking up and aligning and tapping into ancient wisdom. This is not surface. This is deep, right? So when you go into that treasure chest, it's almost, I had a dream about treasure chest and the tree of life. So it's almost like going all the way back into your Akashic records and mining out that ancient wisdom that you already hold. It's not ancestors, it's ancient, and that's you going into your own Akashic record and pulling out that wisdom from your treasure chest, right? I'm going to turn these chakras over because love, yep. Inner strength, yep. And flexibility again, awesome. Okay, so has I have a little bit more clarity with it now. Okay, so again, and then the next card for the is crocoite, sexuality, right? For the crystal, and that's coming under accessing your gifts and flexibility. All right, so what I would say with this crocoite is being comfortable with your sexuality and not looking at that as something that you need to hide, and because it's also coming under flexibility. And I would also say coming into some type of flexibility with your, not coming into flexibility with your divine masculine, divine feminine, but it's almost like relearning the original energies of that sexuality and being flexible with that, not being so stringent in the identities that we put on sexuality. So allowing and to be deeply rooted, but as well as flexible. So it's almost, again, it's going into ancient wisdom, right? So let's stay here just with the crystal cards. Protection, feeling the need to be protected from your own thoughts as well as stuff around you. Tapping into your Akashic record and getting that ancient wisdom from your Akash. And that expanding into your sexuality. And sometimes when we go into our ancient wisdoms, sometimes when we go into our Akash, we find out with I've been a man, I've been a woman, I've been different things. So expanding with that new knowledge of really what that sexuality is and allowing yourself to understand more and more of your own sexuality, because Tauruses are the bull, but then it's an earth sign, right? And the earth sign is Mother Earth. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of feminine energy and that divine feminine energy. So for the male Tauruses, it could, or even for the female Tauruses, it could be also this balance with um your energy of your sign and the energy of your I guess I want to say guiding planet, which is Earth. Right? Well, your guiding planet is actually Venus, right? So that's more divine feminine energy. But there's this balance between your masculine and your feminine, and bringing in that into wholeness with your new self, because we're tapping back into this ancient wisdom and allowing that ancient wisdom to heal you in your sexuality and the imbalance that might be there in this sexuality, and the need for your wanting that protection, right? So there's something in there that is calling for clarification and healing. And when we go into the chakra cards, it is, well, love, inner strength, and flexibility. So let's start with the love. And I want to go into love, meaning universal love. Um, non-judgment, acceptance, right? Acceptance of ourselves. There's something in your Akashic record that you're going to find that's going to help you to expand and feel more comfortable with your sexuality, right? And you're gonna end up being a little more flexible with that. So it's like if you're a man and you are over masculine, you're gonna bring in some of that feminine energy and allow that balance to come within yourself of honoring that divine feminine. If you're a woman, you're going to extend some love and compassion to your divine masculine energy and just come into some healing and balance within yourself so that you can bring that divine masculine, divine feminine, all of that into more balance and honoring the opposite within you to honor the opposite outside of you. Okay, so that will help you to honor your relationships with the opposite sex. That, well, it took a while for that one to come out, but that's what it is. It's coming into this ancient wisdom and releasing, and as well as coming into um, these borders and barriers so that you can access this ancient wisdom, so that you can come into more balance with your sexuality, right? Removing some of the unhealthy habits that you might have with sexuality, coming into that healing. And the chakras that we're looking at is the heart chakra. We're looking at the solar plexus chakra, again, this divine masculine energy, but it's that inner strength and that inner power, and really realizing how strong and wise you are from an internal place. So coming into that balance, again, balance keeps on coming up here with me and Taurus energy, coming into that balance of all of your sexuality, and allowing that to become more flexible for you. That gives you more flexibility in your relationships, right? You're not the unbalanced male, and you're not the nor are you the unbalanced female. You're coming into that wholeness, right? Of both entities within yourself, right? And that's part of your gift. That helps you to express the gifts that you have deep, deep within you that are now ready to come out. Okay. So, Taurus, that's you. Oh, and then it's the mermaid. I'm always forgetting the sacred geometry heart. Mermaid hearts. Mermaid hearts. They're all connected. I don't know if you can see this, right? It's a heart here, a heart here, a heart here, a heart here. And what's creating these hearts are the spirals. So there's spirals, 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 coming into wholeness and more hearts, right? And it's the water. So we have the wisdom of the waters, the purification. We have being in balance, being in flow, and expanding. And again, this flexibility, the balance and the flow, and expanding into a larger heart, right? There's a lot of self acceptance and self love in this in order to come into more and more wholeness, right? And the healing is really going deeper, 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 deeper into your Akash records so that this beautiful energy, these mermaid hearts within yourself can really come into wholeness, right? And your sexuality. I mean, we are here to love and to be loved, and sex is a big part of it, you know. So whatever healing or traumas that you've experienced in your life around sexuality, coming into wholeness with that is um going through that heart chakra, forgiving, forgiving others, someone who might have hurt you, as well as um, coming into wholeness with yourself, not judging yourself for whatever it is that you have been through in, any sexual abuse, anything, not releasing that shame, releasing that pain, releasing that trauma, and coming into wholeness with yourself and accepting that. Um, and and loving, expanding into more and more heart and more love, and being able to really go into the depths and the mermaids and swim and be free. All right, so this is the Taurus week. You guys are gonna have a lovely week. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be some healing, but it's all gonna be worth it, and you're gonna have some nice sex. That's never a bad thing, right? Or you have a wonderful day. My beautiful Tauruses, you guys are very sexual people anyway, so that's good news. That's good news for you guys. All right, Tauruses, this is your unicorn reading. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Hello, my name is Akita Agaria Aurora, and this is your unicorn reading, Gemini, for this week. The unicorn reading includes the unicorn deck, crystal deck, the chakra deck, as well as one sacred geometry card to just wrap it all up. All right, so let's see what this beautiful week is bringing for our beautiful Geminis. And I hope you Geminis are having a wonderful week. We have a new moon coming in this week. Let's see what this new moon is bringing in. Adjusting within. Right. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for the guidance. Thank you, Spirit, for the clarity. Clarity and guidance for Geminis during this beautiful week, new moon week. What are Geminis looking at? What are they walking into, and what are they walking away from as this week unfolds? Thank you, Spirit. Let's do 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to go into the crystal deck. Get some beautiful guidance from crystals. Crystal medicine for our lovely Gemini. Thank you, Spirit, for the guidance. Thank you, Spirit, for the clarity. For Geminis, what crystal, medicine, wisdom can Geminis use this week? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the wisdom. Circle of 12. I am 13. We are 1. Circle of 12. I am 13. We are 1. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. And chakra. Let's see. Transformation. The chakras we can look at. Help to guide us. The chakras we need to clear, expand. Thank you, Spirit, for this guidance. Guidance for Geminis for this week. Guidance for Geminis for this week. Circle of 12, I am 13. We are 1. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. All right. All right. And last but not least, the Sacred Geometry card. Just to wrap it all up in one beautiful, cohesive formation. My energy is just a transmutation, transformation into different states, creating different forms. So sacred geometry brings all forms into one. Let's see what that is. Okay, let's see if it comes back. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Guidance for our Geminis. Guidance for our Geminis for this week. Circle of 12. I am 13. We are 1. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the clarity. All right, Geminis. Let's see for you. Octomotion. Octomotion. The first thing that comes to mind is 8, but it's also the number 55. Liberation. Octopus is very intelligent, right? We know that the octopus is very intelligent. It's able, and the Gemini comes in that twin, right? The Gemini twin. A lot of Geminis operate as twins, triplets, even quadruplets, triplets, right? So multi-dimensionality for sure. Let's turn your cards over, Gemini, and see what type of week you're gonna have. All right, so the cards are saying the unicorn is pointing to the cosmic ruby. That's a nice, beautiful, healing energy of unconditional love, nurturing that ruby ray. It's that beautiful mother healing energy coming in again to nurturing self-acceptance and pure unconditional love, right? So the unicorns are bringing you into more and more acceptance and unconditional love for yourself. Be a peace ambassador. Practice cosmic mastery. As we're practicing cosmic mastery, we're also being peaceful to other people, but cosmic mastery meaning allowing the light to come in to you to heal you, right? And being a master of self, and that cosmic energy meaning I understand that I have access to all of this cosmic light, and I can use that cosmic light to come into peace, right? So that's what the a self master does. It masters ourself, masters all of the internal conflicts that we have, and we heal that with love and with light, right? That's the cosmic mastery, coming into the peace, tapping into the frequencies that are available to us to come into that peace and to come into that wholeness. And that is always around us. It's just a matter of us deciding, you know. We like to think about the chosen ones, but there's a saying, the chosen ones are those who choose, right? So choose to be a cosmic master and come into wholeness and peace within yourself. Okay, that's where we're starting off, Geminis. It's going to be an interesting week for you. And then we look for signs, pay attention, and expect the answers. So look for those signs and synchronicities. Sometimes when we are going through stuff, our minds are so cluttered that we're not seeing the signs and the symbols that are around us. So as we come into this beautiful ruby ray, and is this number 32? Well, 23 Midas touch, 32, 5, overcoming challenges, which are gifts. Um, Stepping into liberation, that middle point, that midpoint, coming into, also, if you think about that midpoint, coming into a cohesive oneness in the middle of ourselves. So the Gemini, you're already split, right? Come into that midpoint, that cosmic mastery of bringing all those parts within you into wholeness and into one, right? And what does it say? Look for the signs. So look for the signs and the synchronicities that are leading you and showing you that the road, it doesn't have to look as maybe complicated as it seems, or as challenging as it seems, or even as separated as it seems. So look for the signs and the signals and allow that to help you to come into more and more peace within and peace around you, just creating that overall peaceful environment around you. And what does it lead you to? It leads you to the freedom of truth, communicating honestly, be who you truly are. Yeah. So again, using this cosmic ray to come into deep healing, right? The cosmic ray is, again, I can't say enough, self-acceptance, giving yourself unconditional love, and just feeling safe and secure on your path, and coming into union with, again, Mother Earth. A lot of these signs are coming into one with Mother Earth and really feeling that oneness, that safe. A lot of root chakra healing, and a lot of, so far, root and sacral chakra healing. So this week we are coming into unconditional love that the universe has for us, and asking us to activate that universal love for ourselves and give that to ourselves to come into wholeness and peace. Because Mother Earth, Father God, is always there loving us and just waiting to nurture us. It's for us to step into it and accept it, right? And once we do, we are able to speak our truth and the freedom of truth, and being able to express ourselves how we want to express ourselves. Having that freedom. I saw that 5 coming into that liberation and that sovereignty. Being able to express your truth, the freedom of truth, the freedom of being who you are, and that's a lovely place to be. We don't want to be walking around as imposters of ourselves, coming into the real you. All right, so let's see what crystals are coming up. Inner child healing, yep. Abundance, ashe, because once we tap into ourselves, and crystal tile, love it. All right, so we have the inner child of rose quartz. Yep, that's what I said, that self-love. So that ruby red energy, the love of the unconditional love that Mother Earth gives us, acceptance, and really healing our deep rooted pains from our childhood experiences. You know, stepping into that healing, allowing that healing. If you need help with it, I'm here. Any of the Geminis out there who need help with healing their inner child, I'm here for it. All right, just contact me. We can do some stuff. So, we and that healing, that inner child is healing parts of our soul that we have not actually allowed to be. Right? For me, healing my inner child was healing a lot of rejection and how I dealt with rejection, as well as allowing myself to be an artist in any which way I feel like being an artist. So stepping into more and more of my artistic talents. Okay. So healing the inner child can have a lot of different tentacles, right? And the different things that we need to do in order to unlayer ourselves and really get to that inner child and hold them and nurture them and love them and allow them to be who they are without any apologies. All right. So that's that inner child healing. A lot of love, a lot of self love, a lot of acceptance. And oh, visualization. I just Spirit said, turn this one over. Visualization. This is your third eye chakra. And I would say using meditation and visualization, and even in that dream realm, and also in using affirmations and mantras to step into that healing. Your first layer, the cosmic ray, the inner child, visualization. So coming into ways where you see yourself and visualize yourself. And just saying, as a shaman and energy medicine practitioner, you can do some shamanic work, as well as some meditation and visualizations to step into the inner child healing, right? So there's some stuff on YouTube you can look at, as well as if you need me, call me, right? I can definitely help with inner child healing. All right, so let's go into the second one with the citrine, the abundance. Look for the signs and symbols. Pay attention. Expect an answer. And under that, you get the citrine. And the citrine is for, abundance. It also is the stone of the solar plexus chakra. And that chakra specifically is how we identify ourselves based on other people, right? That relationship. Am I identifying myself based on what other people think? Or am I identifying myself based on what I think and what I know I am? So as we step into more and more healing and acceptance and self love, we become more abundant. And again, the abundance from within, manifesting from within to bring forth that abundance of our gifts, our inner child gifts, allowing that inner child to be healed and loved so that we have um, no blockages when it comes to our abundance. You know, a lot of our abundance blockages are because of we're telling ourselves something that is again um, contrary to what we're trying to manifest. So we want to be abundant, but we're stuck in self doubt, and we're also stuck in a lot of lower emotions of regret, shame, sadness, depression, So as we heal that inner child, we become more and more abundant, right? And we become more and more abundant because we're stepping in to our inner powers, right? We're becoming stronger. We're loving ourselves more. We're creating from within. and also to tap into the animals around you. You know, we have connections to the animal kingdom, and we're able to learn so much from the animal kingdom. So, oh well, the octopus came out. I was gonna say, you know, I'll pull an animal spirit card, but the sacred geometry, the octopus already came out, right? And remember, the octopus is so intelligent. And again, with the Gemini has more than one personality, right? So use that multidimensionality that you already have in cohesive union and become an even more dynamic, multidimensional being. Because you're already multidimensional because you're working with two in there, or three, or four, right? Like imagine if they were like the octopus and all of them working in a cohesive manner. The octopus is super intelligent, right? So tap into the animals around you. If you have any animals in your home or any animals around your home, you know, notice what they are and then look to see, you know, if you're seeing some birds or some cats or some dogs or whatever it is, bees. Pay attention and remember this said to look for the signs. Look for the signs. So look to see what animals the universe is sending you and tap into those animal spirits. What traits are the animals trying to teach you? Okay, Gemini. All right, and let's look at more of these chakras. Communication and clarity. Okay, so we already went through the visualization one coming under the ruby ray and the inner child healing. So I would suggest some shamanic work or some meditative work in order to tap into that inner child and the inner child healing that's needed. Okay, so use that visualization to seeing yourself whole, seeing yourself, that inner child accepted, you know, and loved and supported, gifts and talents, you know. And then with the communication, that's our throat chakra. And again, looking for the signs, right? We look for the signs to connect what is happening within and around us, and it helps us to be more abundant. And with that abundance, we are able to communicate our truth and communicate who we are. When I say our truth, it's like I'm living my truth, I'm walking my truth, I'm talking my truth, you know? So you can be yourself, you can be who you are, right? And you can communicate that in your different art forms, right? In your multidimensionality that you have, your multi-talented self, you're able to communicate more and more of who you are with your art and with your products and with your services, right? And with everything that you do, because you're a multidimensional person to begin with, Gemini. Okay. Throat chakra, third eye, and throat chakra, definitely. So if we just look at the chakra deck, the chakra cards, we're visualizing what we want to communicate. We're using visualizations, we're using that third eye chakra that it represents clarity, represents seeing through the eyes of God. We're using that third eye chakra to go into the depths of ourselves, not on the surface anymore. To dive deep into the depths of ourselves and to speak our truth, to communicate our truth, to express our truth through our different multidimensional cells, right? Our many, many cells coming into union with all the different parts of us, our 8 legs, right? Coming into wholeness with that, to be dynamic. And then the clarity again, going back into this third eye. That gives us the clarity. That gives our vision clarity. That gives our experience clarity. Why did we go through certain things? Why did I have to experience what I had to experience? Why did this happen to me? So as we go through this inner child healing, those answers come in and we have clarity. And, for a long time, we walk around not understanding why our life is the way it is. And some of us have to deal with a lot of heavy stuff. And it's not always um it's not always self-inflicted. Sometimes it is just how life panned out. It's stuff that happens around us. So as we step and when that happens, sometimes we can also, even though we're not activating it or the cause of it, sometimes we do blame ourselves or that inner child. As we are a child, we feel that we're the victim or we feel that we're being punished, right? So as we allow ourselves and we carry that into adulthood, unfortunately, we do. And as we allow ourselves to heal, as we go through these clearings and these releasing, it gives us truth and it gives us clarity because now we understand, like, okay, I went through that for a grand purpose and for my mission, my soul mission. You see, so that clarity that we receive, it gives us peace. And then we're not thinking, why me? Why did this have to happen? We are feeling much more loved and much more protected and much more nurtured and held by the universe. And that gives us peace. All right. So, um, a week of deep healing, Gemini, a week of deep healing. I hope you are welcoming it. I hope you have the clarity to see it as such and not to think that, the world is doing you wrong because we're going through all of these things, everything that is happening to you, to me, to all of the signs. It really is so that we come into the freedom of our truth. All right. So don't forget that, Gemini. It's all happening. It's all happening so that you can come into more and more freedom of your own beautiful, multidimensional, octomotion truth. Okay. So this is your unicorn reading, Gemini, for this week. Bye bye.